More breaking news coming in. This is a CNN News 18 mega exclusive scoop on the One Nation, One Poll issue, ladies and gentlemen. Now, the Law Commission source has told CNN News 18 that the Law Commission of India will tomorrow finalize its report regarding One Nation, One Election. Commission members will meet tomorrow morning. Sources privy to the development have informed CNN News 18 that One Nation, One Poll would be beneficial not only in the national interest, but will also save a lot of government funds when it comes to conducting elections. That's the piece of breaking news that's coming in. When it comes to the One Nation, One Poll issue, remember this has become a very politically divisive issue at the same time. But what we are learning is that the Law Commission of India will tomorrow finalize its report regarding One Nation, One Election. Commission members will meet tomorrow morning. Sources privy to the development have told CNN News 18 that this entire move of holding one election when it comes to the entire gamut of India, when it comes to simultaneous elections, it will not only be good in the national interest, but also save the government a lot of money. That's what sources are telling CNN News 18. I'm joined by my colleague Ananya Bhatnagar, who's getting us this piece of breaking news. Ananya, over to you.
Well, definitely, this is a meeting that will be taking place at tomorrow morning, where all the members of the Law Commission, including the chairperson, would be there, and the finalization of the report would happen. Whether or not they will be able to finalize the report tomorrow is something that we'll have to wait and watch for. But the agenda of the meeting clearly is to finalize the draft for the report for, in fact, One Nation, One Poll. What has been suggested is that our sources have told us that, very, very clearly, One Nation and One Poll is something that is under in national interest, and in fact, the studies of the Law Commission also show that it increases the voter turnout. If at all there would be no continuous elections and only one election would actually take place, the voter turnout would be higher. Not only this, it will save a lot of finances, and apart from that, the deployment of the forces that takes place during elections, and if at all the nation is, which is the condition now that we are in continuous election phases generally, so there is a continuous deployment of the security forces as well that takes place, which would then not be there, and in fact the security forces would be utilized in a much better way. Not only this, but it will save a lot of finances, it will increase the voter turnout, and the biggest thing that the government is looking into, and in fact the Law Commission has also suggested, is that it will increase the stability of a particular government. So if at all there would be stability, there would be more development work that could actually happen, and this is exactly what the study has suggested. However, since the report is not yet finalized and it is to be finalized in the next meeting that is to take place tomorrow, there might be certain tweakings that happen, but at this point of time, this is the clear stand that comes out from our sources, the Law Commission of India, and very, very clearly this crucial meet is to take place tomorrow morning. When this report will be finalized, it will be sent to the Ministry of Law and Justice, because it was a recommendation from the Ministry of Law and Justice that had asked the Law Commission of India to actually study this whole aspect of One Nation, One Poll. Remember that this is not the 122nd Law Commission that is existing at this point of time, but also the previous Law Commission, which had studied and had invited public opinions on One Nation, One Poll. Taking all of that into account, this is something that has now been summarized by the 22nd Law Commission of India, headed by former Karnataka High Court Chief Justice Mr. Rituraj Avasthi, and we'll have to wait and watch as to how things actually pan out and whether or not this is something that could be brought. But at the end of the day, even if this report comes out, the panel that is being headed by Mr. Kovind, the former President of India, is something that would be also taking into account this report, because Law Commission also has been invited by that particular panel to actually be a part of those discussions, and the Law Commission would also be presenting its fact before that particular panel as well. So we'll have to wait and watch for those developments, but this is something that is very, very crucial, and a very, very crucial meeting is to take place tomorrow when it comes to One Nation, One Poll.
Right, but Ananya, at the same time, while the Law Commission will of course look at the practical modalities surrounding One Nation, One Election, the political argument against it is that regular elections are always a check on the party in power. It gives you an indication of the political trends. It shows how the voter, sentiment is also turning. That's the sense you get from multiple elections. So that political argument will of course be a very, potent kind of like player in this entire debate surrounding One Nation, One Election, even though the Law Commission will only look at the practicalities of the entire matter.
Well, definitely the Law Commission would actually look into the practicality of it, but it had already taken into account various stakeholders. It had taken suggestions from various political parties as well, and that would also be a part of that particular report. However, details about that is something that our sources have not divulged to us at this point of time. But not only this, if at all this report also comes out, it is the bigger law panel, the law panel that is being headed by former President of India, Mr. Ramnath Kovind, that would also be deliberating and would be taking into account all stakeholders' account, including the stand of the Law Commission of India, which is to be finalized tomorrow. And very, very clearly, when all of that happens, then only can a one nation, one poll thing come to, come to reality. And in fact, what we are being suggested is that it could not be implemented at least before 2029 elections that actually happen. So we'll have to wait a little more for the one nation, one poll. But at this point of time, crucial moves and developments are coming in from the Law Commission of India, wherein it will be finalizing its stand very, very clearly, supporting, in fact, the one nation and one poll. And in fact, not only the Law Commission, but what we have also been suggested is that the Election Commission of India too has, come in favor of a one nation, one poll strategy. So how well does it play out? Whether or not this report would play a crucial role, whether this report, this final report would be considered by the ex-president's committee is something that is a matter of time. We'll get to know. But at this point of time, this is a crucial development taking place from the Law Commission of India.
Absolutely, absolutely. A crucial development when it comes to the Law Commission of India and one nation, one election. Thank you, Ananya, for getting us those details.